The Curse of Lycanthropy. Chapter 1. The Ancient Origins. Lycanthropy, the transformation of a human into a wolf, is a concept that has fascinated and terrified humanity for millennia. Its roots lie in the dawn of civilization, where early humans, huddled around their fires, spun tales of creatures that roamed the night. These stories were born out of the fear of the unknown, a fear that was embodied in the figure of the werewolf, a being that straddled the line between human and animal, between the familiar and the wild. In ancient Greece, the story of King Lycaon serves as one of the earliest recorded instances of lycanthropy. According to legend, Lycaon, a powerful ruler, sought to test the omniscience of Zeus by serving him a meal that included the flesh of a human child. Outraged by this act of impiety and cruelty, Zeus transformed Lycaon into a wolf, condemning him and his descendants to wander the earth as beasts. This myth, recounted in Ovid's Metamorphoses, was more than a simple tale of transformation. It was a moral lesson about the dangers of defying the divine and the thin line between civilization and savagery. The Romans, inheriting much of Greek mythology, had their own tales of lycanthropy. Pliny the Elder, in his Natural History, described the belief that certain individuals could transform into wolves and terrorize the countryside. These stories were not confined to folklore but were woven into the fabric of Roman society, reflecting a deep-seated fear of the wild and the uncontrollable forces that lay beyond the boundaries of the known world. In the forests of northern Europe, the Norse sagas spoke of the Ulfidnar, warriors who wore wolfskins and were said to take on the ferocity and strength of wolves in battle. These berserkers, as they were known, were feared and respected, their animalistic rage seen as a gift from the gods. The idea that a man could become a wolf, even temporarily, reflected a profound respect for the primal forces of nature and the belief that humans were not so far removed from the animals they hunted and feared. The Slavic peoples of Eastern Europe had their own tales of the Vukodlak, a man who could transform into a wolf and terrorize villages. These legends often intertwined with beliefs in the Rusalka, spirits of the water who could lure men to their doom. The Vukodlak was a creature of fear, embodying the dangers that lurked in the dark, untamed wilderness and the ever-present threat of the unknown. These ancient stories share common themes of transformation, punishment, and the precarious balance between human and animal. They reflect the universal human fear of losing one's humanity and becoming something monstrous. As we delve deeper into the history of lycanthropy, we will see how these themes have evolved and how the fear of the werewolf has persisted through the ages, shaping and reflecting the fears and beliefs of different cultures. Chapter 2. The Medieval Fear. The medieval period in Europe was a time of profound superstition and deep-seated fear. The Church, wielding immense power, dictated not only the spiritual but also the social and legal order. In this world, where the line between the natural and the supernatural was blurred, the belief in werewolves took on a new and more sinister form. It was an era when lycanthropy was often seen not just as a transformation, but as a manifestation of evil, a sign of a pact with dark forces. The medieval church taught that werewolves were individuals who had made deals with the devil, gaining the ability to transform into wolves to carry out his malevolent will. This belief was reinforced by the writings of influential theologians and scholars. Thomas Aquinas, for instance, discussed the possibility of transformation through the power of demons, reflecting a worldview in which the supernatural was an integral part of everyday life. The fear of werewolves was intertwined with the fear of witchcraft and heresy, and those suspected of being werewolves were often subjected to the same brutal persecution as witches. In France, the fear of werewolves reached its peak during the 16th and 17th centuries. The case of Gilles Garnier, the werewolf of Dole, is one of the most infamous examples of this hysteria. Garnier, a recluse living in the forests near the town of Dole, was accused of attacking and eating children, transforming into a wolf to carry out these horrific deeds. His trial and subsequent execution were part of a broader pattern of werewolf hunts that swept across Europe, fueled by fear and superstition. The testimonies of those who claimed to have seen Garnier transform into a wolf were taken as undeniable proof of his guilt, and his execution was intended to serve as a warning to others. The werewolf trials were not limited to France. In Germany, the town of Bedburg was the scene of one of the most notorious cases in 1589. Peter Stump, known as the Werewolf of Bedburg, was accused of a series of brutal murders and acts of cannibalism. Under torture, Stump confessed to making a pact with the devil, transforming into a wolf and committing these atrocities. His execution, which included being broken on the wheel and beheaded, was a gruesome spectacle, intended to serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of consorting with dark forces. The fear of werewolves was so pervasive that it led to widespread hysteria and paranoia. In some cases, entire villages were gripped by the fear that werewolves were among them, leading to mass accusations and executions. This fear was often fueled by natural disasters such as famines and plagues, which were seen as signs of divine punishment and were often blamed on the malevolent actions of werewolves. The Church played a central role in these persecutions, using the fear of werewolves to reinforce its authority and control over the population. The Inquisition, which sought to root out heresy and witchcraft, also targeted those accused of lycanthropy. The trials were brutal, and confessions were often extracted through torture. The accused were subjected to horrific punishments, including burning at the stake, in a grim reminder of the Church's power and the consequences of defying its teachings. The medieval fear of werewolves was not just a reflection of superstition, but a manifestation of deeper anxieties about the boundaries between human and animal, civilization and savagery. It was a time when the fear of the unknown and the supernatural shaped every aspect of life, and the figure of the werewolf embodied these fears in a particularly potent way. Chapter 3: The Transformation Rituals. The process of transforming into a werewolf has been a central theme in the folklore of many cultures. In medieval Europe, the belief in transformation rituals was widespread, and these rituals were often seen as evidence of a pact with dark forces. The idea that a person could become a wolf through magical means or by invoking the power of the devil was a terrifying prospect, and those accused of such acts faced severe consequences. One of the most common beliefs was that wearing a belt made of wolfskin could grant the wearer the ability to transform into a wolf. This wolf belt was a recurring motif in the folklore of Germany and Scandinavia. It was said that those who possessed such a belt could don it and transform at will, gaining the strength and ferocity of a wolf. This belief was so strong that during the witch hunts, the possession of a wolf belt was often cited as evidence of lycanthropy, leading to accusations and executions. In France, the loup-garou, or werewolf, was believed to be created through a curse or a pact with the devil. The transformation was often seen as an involuntary act, triggered by the full moon or other supernatural forces. Those cursed to become werewolves would find themselves driven to hunt and kill, unable to control their animalistic urges. The belief in the loup-garou was so widespread that entire communities lived in fear of these creatures, especially during times of hardship or disease. Folklore from this period describes elaborate rituals to protect against werewolves, such as using garlic, silver, or holy symbols to ward off their attacks. In Britain, the transformation into a werewolf was often depicted as a punishment for a grave sin or a result of a witch's curse. The process was described as painful and horrifying, with the body contorting and changing shape until it became that of a wolf. This transformation was usually triggered by the light of the full moon, a symbol of the supernatural and the mysterious. The belief in lunar influence on werewolf transformations persists in modern depictions, reflecting a deep-seated connection between the moon and the supernatural. The rituals and beliefs surrounding lycanthropy were not confined to Europe. In Africa, the belief in were-hyenas was common, with similar themes of transformation and savagery. In parts of West Africa, the Nandi bear, a creature believed to be part human and part hyena, was said to transform into a human during the day and a hyena at night. These beliefs reflect a universal fear of the loss of humanity and the potential for transformation into something monstrous. The fear of transformation and the rituals associated with lycanthropy highlight the deep-seated human anxiety about identity and the boundaries between the human and the animal. The idea that a person could lose their humanity and become a beast was a powerful and terrifying concept, and it continues to resonate in modern depictions of werewolves. This deep-seated fear of losing one's humanity is reflected in countless tales and traditions. In some cultures, the transformation was believed to be voluntary, with individuals choosing to become wolves to gain power, strength, or vengeance. In others, it was seen as a curse, a punishment for misdeeds, or a hereditary affliction passed down through generations. In the folklore of Central Europe, particularly in Hungary and Romania, lycanthropy was often linked to witchcraft and sorcery. The Carpathian Mountains, with their remote, foreboding landscapes, were seen as a breeding ground for such dark transformations. Stories from these regions tell of witches who could turn into wolves to hunt their enemies, or who could curse others to become werewolves as a form of revenge. These tales were often accompanied by detailed descriptions of the rituals and potions used to effect the transformation, such as the use of wolf's bane or the consumption of a special concoction made from the blood of a wolf and various herbs. In many Native American cultures, the concept of shape-shifting into animals, including wolves, is a common theme. The Navajo people, for example, have stories of skinwalkers, individuals who can transform into animals by wearing their skins. While not exclusively werewolves, these shapeshifters are often associated with wolves and are believed to have malevolent intentions, using their abilities to harm others or to escape justice. This belief in transformation reflects a broader understanding of the connection between humans and animals and the potential for the boundary between the two to be crossed. In South America, the belief in the lobizon persists in rural areas, particularly in Argentina and Paraguay. According to local legend, the seventh son in a family is cursed to become a lobizon, transforming into a wolf-like creature during the full moon. This belief has led to various protective rituals, including the practice of adopting the seventh son to break the curse, or ensuring that the child is baptized with special ceremonies. In these diverse cultures, the belief in transformation rituals underscores a fundamental fear of the unknown and the potential for the human body to change in ways that defy understanding. This fear is often accompanied by a sense of helplessness, as the transformation is seen as something beyond human control, driven by forces that are both ancient and incomprehensible. Chapter 4: The Science of Lycanthropy. As the Renaissance brought a renewed interest in science and reason, scholars began to question the supernatural explanations for lycanthropy and to seek natural causes for these mysterious transformations. This period marked the beginning of a shift from a purely mystical understanding of lycanthropy to one that considered the psychological and physiological aspects of the condition. One of the earliest figures to examine lycanthropy through a scientific lens was Paracelsus, a Swiss physician and alchemist. In the 16th century, Paracelsus proposed that lycanthropy was not a supernatural phenomenon, but a form of mental illness. He suggested that those who believed they were transforming into wolves were suffering from a delusion, a radical idea at a time when such conditions were typically attributed to demonic possession or witchcraft. The term clinical lycanthropy was coined to describe this condition, where individuals believe they can transform into animals. This belief is considered a rare psychiatric syndrome and is associated with symptoms of other mental disorders, such as schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Those experiencing clinical lycanthropy may exhibit behaviors consistent with their belief, such as howling, growling, or a desire to roam the wilderness, reflecting a profound dissociation from reality. In the 17th century, the work of Robert Burton further advanced the understanding of lycanthropy as a mental disorder. In his influential book, The Anatomy of Melancholy, Burton described lycanthropy as a form of melancholy characterized by delusions and extreme depression. He argued that those who believed they were transforming into wolves were not possessed by demons, but were suffering from a form of madness. Burton's work was part of a broader trend towards viewing mental illness through a naturalistic lens, moving away from supernatural explanations. During the Enlightenment, the belief in werewolves was further scrutinized by scholars and physicians. The German physician Johann Weyer, in his 1563 work De Praestigiis Daemonum, argued that many cases of lycanthropy were the result of natural causes, such as mental illness or the ingestion of certain substances. Weyer suggested that some individuals who claimed to transform into wolves were suffering from ergotism, a condition caused by the consumption of rye infected with the ergot fungus. This fungus produces powerful hallucinogens that can induce visions and delusions, potentially explaining some of the reports of werewolf transformations. The development of psychiatry in the 19th century brought a more systematic approach to the study of lycanthropy. Jean-Martin Charcot, a French neurologist known for his work on hysteria, explored the psychological mechanisms underlying the belief in transformation. Charcot's work laid the foundation for later studies of dissociative disorders, which include conditions where individuals lose their sense of identity or believe they are becoming someone or something else. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, also contributed to the understanding of lycanthropy. Freud's theories of the unconscious mind and the conflict between the id, ego, and superego provided a framework for understanding the psychological dynamics of transformation myths. Freud suggested that the werewolf myth could be seen as an expression of repressed desires and fears, a projection of the internal struggle between our animalistic instincts and our civilized selves. Despite these advances, the belief in werewolves persisted in many cultures, reflecting a deep-seated fear of the unknown and the potential for the human body to change in ways that defy rational explanation. The scientific investigation of lycanthropy has continued into the modern era, exploring the genetic, neurological, and psychological factors that may contribute to the condition. Recent research has suggested that certain genetic mutations and neurological disorders may predispose individuals to experiences that could be interpreted as lycanthropy. For example, hypertrichosis, a condition characterized by excessive hair growth, has been linked to genetic mutations that affect hair follicle development. While not directly related to lycanthropy, hypertrichosis has been cited as a potential natural explanation for some of the features traditionally associated with werewolves. Neurological conditions such as epilepsy and temporal lobe dysfunction have also been investigated as possible contributors to lycanthropic experiences. These conditions can produce intense emotional and sensory experiences, including hallucinations and altered states of consciousness, which may lead individuals to believe they are transforming into animals. The modern understanding of lycanthropy as a complex interplay of psychological, neurological, and cultural factors reflects the continued fascination with the concept of transformation and the fear of losing one's identity. While the belief in werewolves may have shifted from the realm of the supernatural to that of the scientific, the underlying themes of fear, transformation, and the boundary between human and animal remain central to the myth. Chapter 5. The Modern Myth. As the world moved into the 20th century, the figure of the werewolf underwent a transformation in popular culture. No longer simply a creature of fear and superstition, the werewolf became a symbol of our inner struggles and the duality of human nature. This shift was reflected in literature, film, and art, where the werewolf was portrayed as a complex, often sympathetic figure, grappling with the tension between their human and animal selves. In literature, the werewolf became a central character in Gothic and horror fiction. Guy Endor's The Werewolf of Paris, published in 1933, tells the story of Bertrand Caillet, a man cursed with lycanthropy who struggles with his violent urges. The novel explores themes of guilt, redemption, and the conflict between civilized behavior and primal instincts. Endor's portrayal of the werewolf as a tragic figure, torn between his humanity and his animal nature, reflects a broader trend in literature towards exploring the psychological and existential dimensions of the myth. The werewolf also became a prominent figure in film, starting with the 1941 classic The Wolf Man, starring Lon Chaney Jr. This film introduced many of the tropes that would define the modern werewolf myth, including the idea that a bite from a werewolf could transmit the curse, and that only a silver bullet could kill a werewolf. The character of Larry Talbot, the tragic hero who becomes a werewolf against his will, resonated with audiences and established the werewolf as a symbol of the struggle between human rationality and animalistic savagery. In the latter half of the 20th century, werewolves were depicted in a variety of ways, from the monstrous and terrifying to the romantic and misunderstood. Films like An American Werewolf in London, 1981, and The Howling, 1981, portrayed werewolves as horrifying creatures, emphasizing the horror of transformation and the loss of control. These films used groundbreaking special effects to depict the transformation process in graphic detail, creating iconic scenes that have influenced the portrayal of werewolves in popular culture. In contrast, the Twilight series and the Underworld franchise depicted werewolves as part of a larger supernatural world, often in conflict with vampires and other beings. These films and books portrayed werewolves as complex characters, often struggling with their identities and the challenges of living in a world that does not understand them. This portrayal reflects a broader trend towards humanizing the werewolf and exploring the psychological and emotional aspects of the myth. The modern myth of the werewolf has also been influenced by developments in science and technology. The discovery of genetic mutations associated with conditions such as hypertrichosis, which causes excessive hair growth, has provided a natural explanation for some aspects of the werewolf legend. These scientific discoveries have helped to demystify the myth of the werewolf, while also highlighting the complex interplay between biology and culture in the creation and perpetuation of myths. Despite the changes in how werewolves are portrayed, the core themes of transformation, duality, and the struggle between civilization and savagery remain central to the myth. The werewolf continues to fascinate and terrify, reflecting our enduring fascination with the unknown and the darker aspects of human nature. In the realm of literature, the werewolf has become a symbol of transformation and the struggle between the human and the animal within us. Contemporary authors such as Stephen King, Anne Rice, and Neil Gaiman have explored the theme of lycanthropy in their works, using the figure of the werewolf to delve into issues of identity, power, and the nature of humanity. These stories often portray werewolves as complex characters who struggle with their dual nature, reflecting the ongoing fascination with the idea of transformation and the fear of losing one's humanity. In visual art, the werewolf has been depicted in a variety of ways, from the terrifying to the sympathetic. Artists such as Francisco Goya and Gustave Doré have created haunting images of werewolves that capture the fear and fascination associated with the myth. In contemporary art, the werewolf has been used as a symbol of transformation and the power of the unconscious mind, reflecting a deeper exploration of the themes of identity and change. The werewolf has also become a popular figure in television and film, with shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Teen Wolf, and Supernatural, featuring werewolves as central characters. These portrayals often explore the psychological and emotional aspects of lycanthropy, depicting werewolves as individuals who struggle with their dual nature and the challenges of living in a world that does not understand them. In music, the werewolf has become a recurring motif, appearing in genres ranging from classical to heavy metal. Composers such as Carl Maria von Weber and Modest Mussorgsky have created works that evoke the fear and mystery associated with werewolves, while contemporary artists such as Warren Zevon and Michael Jackson have used the figure of the werewolf to explore themes of transformation and the darker aspects of human nature. The cultural impact of lycanthropy extends beyond the arts and into the realm of psychology and philosophy. The concept of the inner beast has been used to explore the complexities of human behavior, the tension between our rational and instinctual selves, and the ways in which we struggle to balance our desires with the demands of society. The werewolf, as a symbol of this struggle, offers a powerful metaphor for the challenges of self-control and the fear of losing oneself to the darker aspects of our nature. Chapter 6. The Legacy of Lycanthropy. The legacy of lycanthropy is one of transformation and fear, a reflection of our deepest anxieties about the unknown and the uncontrollable forces within us. The werewolf, a creature that blurs the line between man and beast, has served as a powerful symbol throughout history, embodying our fears of the wild and the primal. In many cultures, the wolf is a symbol of danger and mystery, representing the untamed forces of nature that lie just beyond the boundaries of human civilization. The werewolf, as a creature that bridges the gap between human and animal, embodies these fears in a particularly potent way. The transformation from human to wolf represents a loss of control, a surrender to the primal instincts that lie beneath the surface of civilized behavior. The werewolf also represents the fear of losing one's humanity, of being overtaken by our baser instincts. This fear is a central theme in many werewolf stories, where the transformation is often depicted as a painful and involuntary process, a metaphor for the struggle to maintain our humanity in the face of overwhelming forces. The werewolf is a symbol of the internal conflict between our higher aspirations and our darker desires, a reflection of the duality that lies at the heart of the human condition. Despite the scientific and rational explanations for lycanthropy, the myth of the werewolf continues to captivate our imagination. It speaks to a part of us that is drawn to the mysterious and the supernatural, a part that is fascinated by the idea of transformation and the possibility that beneath our civilized exterior lies a beast waiting to be unleashed. The werewolf also serves as a reminder of the power of myth and the ways in which it shapes our understanding of the world. Myths are not just stories. They are reflections of our deepest fears and desires, expressions of the collective unconscious that resonate across cultures and generations. The werewolf, with its blend of fear and fascination, continues to haunt our dreams and our stories, a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural in the human imagination. The legacy of lycanthropy extends beyond the realm of mythology and into the cultural and psychological landscape of the modern world. The figure of the werewolf has become a powerful symbol of transformation and the struggle between the human and the animal within us. This legacy is reflected in the continued popularity of werewolves in literature, film, and other forms of art, as well as in the ongoing scientific and psychological exploration of the phenomenon. The werewolf has also become a symbol of resistance and rebellion, reflecting a desire to break free from the constraints of society and to embrace a more primal, authentic self. This theme is reflected in the popularity of werewolves in contemporary literature and film, where they are often portrayed as outcasts or rebels who struggle to find their place in a world that does not understand them. This portrayal resonates with a modern audience that is increasingly questioning the boundaries between the human and the animal, the civilized and the wild. In addition to its cultural and psychological significance, the legacy of lycanthropy also has important implications for our understanding of the human body and its potential for transformation. The belief in the possibility of transformation, whether through magic, science, or psychological processes, reflects a deep-seated fascination with the potential for change and the limits of human identity. This fascination continues to drive scientific and psychological research into the nature of lycanthropy and the potential for transformation in the modern world. Chapter 7. The Cultural Impact. The cultural impact of lycanthropy extends beyond literature and film into various aspects of culture. Werewolves have been used as metaphors in psychology, exploring the concept of the inner beast and the struggle between our higher and lower selves. They have also been featured in art and music, often representing themes of transformation and the conflict between civilization and nature. In some cultures, the werewolf has taken on a more positive role, symbolizing strength, resilience, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. In Native American folklore, for example, the wolf is a revered animal, often seen as a guide or protector. The transformation into a wolf can be seen as a symbol of gaining the strength and wisdom of the animal, a journey towards self-discovery and empowerment. In contemporary art, werewolves are often depicted as symbols of transformation and power. They are used to explore themes of identity and change, reflecting our fascination with the idea of metamorphosis and the possibility of transcending our current state. Artists have used the figure of the werewolf to challenge conventional notions of beauty and the human form, creating works that blur the boundaries between human and animal, reality and fantasy. In music, the werewolf has been a recurring motif, appearing in genres ranging from classical to heavy metal. Songs like Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London and Michael Jackson's Thriller have helped to keep the myth alive in popular culture, using the werewolf as a symbol of mystery and excitement. These songs reflect the enduring appeal of the werewolf as a symbol of transformation and the darker aspects of human nature. The cultural impact of lycanthropy extends beyond the arts and into the realm of psychology and philosophy. The concept of the inner beast has been used to explore the complexities of human behavior, the tension between our rational and instinctual selves, and the ways in which we struggle to balance our desires with the demands of society. The werewolf, as a symbol of this struggle, offers a powerful metaphor for the challenges of self-control and the fear of losing oneself to the darker aspects of our nature, and the ways in which we struggle to balance our desires with the demands of society. The werewolf, as a symbol of this struggle, offers a powerful metaphor for the challenges of self-control and the fear of losing oneself to the darker aspects of our nature. In the realm of literature, the werewolf has become a symbol of transformation and the struggle between the human and the animal within us. Contemporary authors such as Stephen King, Anne Rice, and Neil Gaiman have explored the theme of lycanthropy in their works, using the figure of the werewolf to delve into issues of identity, power, and the nature of humanity. These stories often portray werewolves as complex characters who struggle with their dual nature, reflecting the ongoing fascination with the idea of transformation and the fear of losing one's humanity. The werewolf has also become a popular figure in television and film, with shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Teen Wolf, and Supernatural, featuring werewolves as central characters. These portrayals often explore the psychological and emotional aspects of lycanthropy, depicting werewolves as individuals who struggle with their dual nature and the challenges of living in a world that does not understand them. The werewolf has also made its mark on popular culture through festivals and events. In many parts of the world, celebrations such as Halloween and Walpurgis Night feature werewolf-themed costumes and activities, reflecting the enduring fascination with the myth. These events often include theatrical performances, storytelling, and other activities that bring the legend of the werewolf to life, allowing participants to explore the themes of transformation and fear in a safe and controlled environment. The cultural impact of lycanthropy is also evident in the way that the figure of the werewolf has been used to explore social and political issues. In literature and film, werewolves are often portrayed as outsiders or marginalized figures who struggle to find their place in society. This portrayal reflects a broader trend towards using the werewolf as a symbol of resistance and rebellion, challenging conventional notions of identity and power. The werewolf, with its blend of fear and fascination, continues to resonate with audiences around the world, reflecting our ongoing fascination with the unknown and the darker aspects of human nature. Chapter 8. The Real Werewolves. In recent years, the idea of real-life werewolves has been explored by cryptozoologists and paranormal investigators. Reports of large wolf-like creatures sighted in remote areas have fueled speculation about the existence of werewolves or similar creatures. These reports, often accompanied by blurry photographs or dubious evidence, have captured the imagination of those who believe in the possibility of unknown and unexplained phenomena. Some of the most intriguing reports come from places like Wisconsin, where sightings of a creature known as the Beast of Bray Road have been reported since the 1980s. Witnesses describe a large wolf-like creature that walks on two legs and exhibits intelligence and cunning. Despite numerous sightings and investigations, no conclusive evidence has been found to prove the existence of the beast, but the stories continue to fascinate and inspire fear. In other parts of the world, similar creatures have been reported. In the forests of Romania, tales of the Capcon, a wolf-like creature that hunts humans, continue to circulate. These stories are often rooted in local folklore and reflect the deep-seated fear of the wilderness and the unknown. In South America, the lobazan is a creature that transforms from a man into a wolf, preying on livestock and people. These reports, while lacking scientific evidence, highlight the enduring fascination with the possibility of real-life werewolves. In some cases, the belief in real-life werewolves has been linked to historical events and cultural practices. For example, in medieval and early modern Europe, reports of werewolf sightings often coincided with periods of social and economic upheaval. These sightings were sometimes used to explain or justify acts of violence and persecution. reflecting the deep-seated fears and anxieties of the time. The persistence of these stories and sightings reflects our enduring fascination with the supernatural and the unknown. Whether as a symbol of our fears or a manifestation of our imagination, the werewolf continues to captivate us, reminding us of the mysteries that lie just beyond the edge of our understanding. The study of cryptozoology, which investigates creatures like werewolves that fall outside the realm of conventional science, has contributed to the ongoing interest in real-life lycanthropy. Cryptozoologists have explored reports of werewolf-like creatures from around the world, examining the cultural, historical, and environmental factors that may contribute to these sightings. While no concrete evidence has been found to support the existence of werewolves, the field continues to attract interest and intrigue, reflecting the human desire to explore the unknown and to understand the mysteries of the natural world. In some cultures, the belief in werewolves is linked to shamanic traditions and practices. In Siberia, for example, shamans are believed to have the ability to transform into wolves and other animals, using their powers to travel between the physical and spiritual worlds. These beliefs reflect a deeper understanding of the connection between humans and animals and the potential for transformation and change. The fascination with real-life werewolves also extends to the realm of psychology and psychiatry. Researchers have explored the ways in which cultural beliefs and experiences may contribute to the development of lycanthropic delusions, examining the role of trauma, stress, and other factors in shaping these beliefs. This research has provided valuable insights into the nature of belief and the ways in which the human mind can create and sustain complex and vivid experiences of transformation and change. The enduring interest in real-life werewolves highlights the powerful appeal of the werewolf myth and its ability to resonate with our deepest fears and desires. Whether seen as a symbol of transformation, a reflection of our inner struggles, or a manifestation of the unknown, the werewolf continues to capture our imagination and to challenge our understanding of the world and our place within it. Epilogue: The future of lycanthropy. As we look to the future, the myth of lycanthropy shows no signs of fading. Werewolves will continue to be a fixture in popular culture, evolving with the times and reflecting our changing fears and desires. They will remain a powerful symbol of transformation and the eternal struggle between our human and animal natures. In a world where the line between reality and fantasy is increasingly blurred, the werewolf serves as a reminder of the power of myth and the ways in which it shapes our perception of the world. Whether as a creature of terror or a symbol of our inner struggles, the werewolf will continue to haunt our stories and our dreams, a testament to the enduring power of lycanthropy. As we listen to these tales of lycanthropy, we are reminded of the power of myth and the ways in which it shapes our understanding of the world and ourselves. The werewolf, with its blend of fear and fascination, continues to haunt our dreams and our stories, a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural in the human imagination. The future of lycanthropy may see the myth adapted to new contexts and new media, but the core themes of transformation, duality, and the struggle between civilization and savagery will remain central. As long as we are fascinated by the mysteries of the human condition and the darker aspects of our nature, the werewolf will continue to be a powerful symbol, reflecting our deepest fears and our greatest hopes. In the realm of science and technology, the exploration of the human genome and advances in neuroscience may provide new insights into the nature of transformation and the potential for change. The study of genetic mutations and neurological disorders may offer new explanations for the phenomena traditionally associated with lycanthropy, while also challenging our understanding of the boundaries between the human and the animal. Epilogue: The future of lycanthropy. As we look to the future, the myth of lycanthropy shows no signs of fading. Werewolves will continue to be a fixture in popular culture, evolving with the times and reflecting our changing fears and desires. They will remain a powerful symbol of transformation and the eternal struggle between our human and animal natures. In a world where the line between reality and fantasy is increasingly blurred, the werewolf serves as a reminder of the power of myth and the ways in which it shapes our perception of the world. Whether as a creature of terror or a symbol of our inner struggles, the werewolf will continue to haunt our stories and our dreams, a testament to the enduring power of lycanthropy. As we listen to these tales of lycanthropy, we are reminded of the power of myth and the ways in which it shapes our understanding of the world and ourselves. The werewolf, with its blend of fear and fascination, continues to haunt our dreams and our stories, a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural in the human imagination. The future of lycanthropy may see the myth adapted to new contexts and new media, but the core themes of transformation, duality, and the struggle between civilization and savagery will remain central. As long as we are fascinated by the mysteries of the human condition and the darker aspects of our nature, the werewolf will continue to be a powerful symbol, reflecting our deepest fears and our greatest hopes. In the realm of science and technology, the exploration of the human genome and advances in neuroscience may provide new insights into the nature of transformation and the potential for change. The study of genetic mutations and neurological disorders may offer new explanations for the phenomena traditionally associated with lycanthropy, while also challenging our understanding of the boundaries between the human and the animal. In literature and the arts, the werewolf will continue to be a powerful symbol of transformation and the struggle between the human and the animal within us. Authors, filmmakers, and artists will continue to explore the themes of lycanthropy, using the figure of the werewolf to delve into issues of identity, power, and the nature of humanity. These explorations will reflect the ongoing fascination with the idea of transformation and the fear of losing one's humanity, as well as the potential for change and the possibility of transcending our current state. The myth of the werewolf also has important implications for our understanding of the natural world and our place within it. The belief in transformation and the potential for change reflects a deeper understanding of the connection between humans and animals and the ways in which we are shaped by our environment and our experiences. This understanding challenges conventional notions of identity and power and encourages us to explore new ways of thinking about ourselves and our relationship with the world around us. As we move into the future, the myth of lycanthropy will continue to evolve and adapt, reflecting our changing fears, desires, and understanding of the world. The werewolf, with its blend of fear and fascination, will remain a powerful symbol of transformation and the struggle between the human and the animal within us, challenging us to explore the mysteries of our own nature and the potential for change and growth.